The president has made border security a mainstay of his message, dating back to the campaign with "Build That Wall," and Mexico will pay for it, though that last promise is long gone. So far, despite the president's claims to the contrary, there is no new wall. Existing barriers have been replaced with new ones, same span, not new place. The total of repaired barrier is about 60 miles along that 2,000-mile border, and in some cases with a new wall system, as Customs and Border Protection calls it, new tech and new lighting and that sort of thing, but not in new areas. Also yesterday, the Pentagon approved another 20 miles of wall for Arizona and California. Still, it seems the president wants more progress on his promise. An hour ago, he tweeted that the wall is going up very fast despite obstruction by Democrats. And today, the Washington Post reports the president is telling his aides to use, quote, eminent domain to seize private land and ignore environmental laws. And that he told senior aides that if he doesn't get it done, it would be embarrassing. And when staffers explained that some of his requests would require them to break the law, the paper reports he responded that if anybody gets in trouble, quote, don't worry, I'll pardon you. The Post reports one official told the Washington Post that the president was joking. And just moments ago, the president tweeted that the report is, as he put it, fake news. But the president also said in the tweet that the wall is going up rapidly. It is not. As we just reported, there is no new wall, only replacement for walls which were in need of repair or upgrade. Those are the facts.
This is Fox News' Shep Smith blowing a hole in Trump's daily refrain that he's building miles and miles of wall on the southern border. Trump has taken to Twitter on a constant basis, touting photos and videos of, quote, new wall, which is decidedly untrue given that, as Shep explains, every mile of wall that's been put up, which so far is about 60 miles, has only replaced existing stretches of infrastructure. But that hasn't stopped Trump from going all in to promote the construction of his wall, real or otherwise. So desperate is he to use the wall as a political prop in time for Election Day that he's overtly demanding that his officials seize land by eminent domain, promising to pardon them should they get in trouble. I feel like this is a good time to remind people about the platform on which Trump ran.
I am the law and order candidate.
Because nothing says law and order like, do whatever I say and then I'll make the punishment disappear. This might also be a good time to remind people about the other platform on which Trump ran.
We're going to get the wall built, and it's going to be built right. And Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Mexico is making a fortune off the United States. Mexico is going to pay for the wall. And they're going to be happy about it.
Because not only has Mexico decidedly not paid for the wall, but Trump is now dipping into Pentagon funds to pay for it instead, as well as disaster relief funds, the news of which came when else but as another hurricane began to bear down on Puerto Rico. And while Trump is now claiming that pardoning those who break the law to get his wall built was only a joke, his history of pardons and commutations for Republican politicians and activists says otherwise, as it includes people like Conrad Black, convicted of fraud but then wrote a book about Trump, Patrick Nolan, the former Republican leader of California State Assembly, convicted of racketeering, Dinesh D'Souza, a conservative commentator guilty of breaking campaign finance laws, Scooter Libby, a former Bush official convicted of perjury and obstruction of justice, and Joe Arpaio, who illegally detained Latinos and ran a jail known for inhumane conditions. So yeah, I totally can't imagine why anyone wouldn't just automatically assume his promise of a pardon for breaking the law wouldn't just be a joke. And look, the fact is that yes, it's better for Trump to lie about building the wall than to actually build it. And we know that by appealing to a low information base, that they likely won't know the difference, since many of them view Trump's own Twitter feed as a legitimate news source. But the better option here is, oh, I don't know, if the President of the United States of America didn't lie at all, if he wasn't, for even a day, wholly incapable of telling the truth. The fact is that Trump's entire build the wall shtick isn't about making the country safer or bolstering the rule of law. It's about giving himself a talking point so he can campaign on it in time for 2020. It is, like everything else Trump touches, self-serving. And he's proven that if he can't do it legally, he'll do it illegally. And if he doesn't manage to get it done illegally, then he'll just say he did. This administration traffics in lies and depravity, and the fact that even the closest thing we have to state TV in this country is calling him out on it might be proof that finally, less and less people are willing to believe the lies that Trump is telling.